Okay, let's just start with a big question. Can your crypto wallet actually help fight climate change? I know, it sounds pretty impossible, right? For years, crypto has been seen as a huge part of the climate problem. But what if the entire industry is rewriting its own story? Let's dig into it. Yep, we're talking about the green crypto revolution. We're going to explore how blockchain technology is making this incredible shift from being a notorious polluter to becoming a potential planet saver. It's a fascinating and honestly a really crucial turnaround. So to really understand where crypto is going, we have to first get honest about where it's been. And that means we have to confront its dirty secret, its massive, massive appetite for energy. So let's just rewind the clock for a minute. The early days of crypto, especially Bitcoin, were powered by a process that just devoured electricity. We're talking about colossal data centers running full tilt, 24/7. It is absolutely no surprise it earned the nickname digital coal. And this wasn't some niche tech concern. Oh no, this blew up into global headlines. A single powerful comparison like this one captured everyone's attention. It put the scale of the problem into a perspective that anyone could understand. And pretty soon, the narrative was set. Headlines just like this became totally common, painting the entire industry with one single environmentally destructive brush. For so many people, this became the definitive story of crypto and the climate. So what was actually behind all this energy use? Well, it was a system called proof of work. It was the original security model for Bitcoin, and it essentially required computers to compete to solve these incredibly complex puzzles. Now, this process did secure the network, but its design came with one major side effect: an absolutely astronomical power requirement. But here is where things get really interesting. Instead of just defending the old way of doing things, the industry decided to evolve. It really faced two paths forward: the old, energy-guzzling proof of work, or a new, radically efficient alternative called proof of stake. And that brings us to the absolute turning point of this entire story, a single event that slashed crypto's energy consumption and changed the narrative almost overnight. The game changer was an event called the merge. This was the moment when Ethereum, the backbone for thousands of applications, basically performed open-heart surgery on itself. It switched its entire engine from proof of work to proof of stake while it was still running. It was a complete re-engineering of its core technology. And the result? Just look at that number. A staggering 99.9% reduction in energy consumption. That is one of the most significant decarbonization efforts by any industry ever. It proved that a green future for crypto wasn't just possible, it was actually achievable. And Ethereum's successful switch wasn't just some isolated event. It sent a powerful signal across the entire Web3 world, and that sparked a much, much wider movement. It created this incredible ripple effect. A wave of other major blockchains like Algorand, Near, and Tezos were already on this path, pledging to be carbon neutral or even carbon negative, which means they actively work to remove more carbon from the atmosphere than they put in. So this isn't just about promises and pledges. Let's look at some of the real, tangible projects that are leading this green charge and making sustainability a core part of how they operate. And we are not talking about buzzwords here. Algorand, for instance, actively partners with organizations to offset all of its emissions. Cardano was built from the ground up on an efficient proof-of-stake model. And Near Protocol takes it a step further with transparent annual sustainability audits. This is what accountability in action looks like. And what about that original villain, crypto mining? Well, it's evolving too. We're now seeing a rise in mining farms powered entirely by renewable energy. We're talking solar, hydro, even geothermal heat. The industry is actively seeking out cleaner power sources. This whole shift isn't just driven by goodwill. There's a powerful economic engine behind it. Profit is now meeting purpose, and sustainability is becoming the new gold standard for success in the crypto world. This is about way more than just environmentalism. It's a strategic move to future-proof the entire financial ecosystem. In a world that's so focused on sustainability, being green is simply good business. And it is attracting a whole new class of capital. We're seeing huge growth from ESG investors, that's environmental, social, and governance funds, as well as major eco-conscious brands that are now looking to partner with sustainable technology. The takeaway here is crystal clear. In today's market, Being sustainable is no longer some nice-to-have feature. It has become the absolute entry ticket for any project that wants to achieve mainstream global adoption. So where does all this lead? We've seen crypto's journey from being a climate villain to a potential innovator in sustainability. Let's really consider what this all means for the future. Let's be realistic. Can blockchain technology single-handedly solve the climate crisis? Maybe not all by itself, but what it is proving, decisively, is that powerful technology and deep environmental responsibility don't have to be in conflict. They can, and they absolutely should, work together. And that leaves us with one final provocative thought. We've seen the technology, the commitment, and the financial incentives all line up. So are we witnessing the very beginning of a truly sustainable financial revolution? Only time will tell, but the future of crypto is certainly looking a whole lot greener than anyone ever thought was possible.
Want the full story behind crypto's sustainability shift? Subscribe Web3 Newswire to stay ahead of what's shaping the future of Web3.